Alright, so I get it. None of you guys watch my car videos, but some of my friends do care about this, so I'm making a video mostly for them. This is my new car. BMW M340i xDrive. One of the coolest things about it is you can unlock the door and lock the door with a credit card. It's pretty excellent. And you can start the car with that too. Anyways, other things. So I've wanted this car for a long time. Haven't been able to find one to test drive it. I rent a lot of cars on Turo. These are pretty uncommon, but I recently rented the new Supra, which is this engine, the B58 3-liter twin scroll turbo, this transmission, the ZF 8-speed, and this M Sport rear diff in something called a Toyota, which is really a BMW Z4. And I love that car. I love the power delivery, love the handling and everything like that. But it's not practical. So this improves on the Supra by adding 2 more doors, 3 more seats, and much more comfortable updated interior. And it also has all-wheel drive, so it launches even harder. So the Supra, we were getting like 0 to 60 in like 4 to 4.1 seconds maybe. This should be like 3.5, 3.6 seconds, and that's because of the all-wheel drive. It's starting to rain on me, which is great, but I did get the white leather interior. It's got a bunch of the self-driving stuff. There's a bunch of cameras up there and a radar in the grill. Shadow line package, black wheels, bunch of upgrades I didn't really care for, like wireless charging, which is an expensive upgrade that is okay, I guess. But it does have wireless Android Auto, which a lot of cars don't have, so that's cool. It's got an electric trunk lid. You can just do the little kick thing with your foot, and then it'll open the trunk, but I don't have the key in my pocket. And you can throw your dead hookers in there, and that's pretty cool. This blue color is like a blue metallic denim. I'm not super crazy about it. It's the one I could find. I would rather have had white for heat reasons, but it is pretty. Obvious question, why didn't you get the M3? Well, this one looks way better. It doesn't have the stupid ass grill. Also, the M3 is not currently available in all-wheel drive, and I wanted all-wheel drive. And the M3 is a little too much for me. It's kind of shouty and whatever. This car launches just as hard as the 2-wheel drive M3, and depending on road conditions, it's faster. So performance-wise, this is the pinnacle of performance in a sedan, and it's been that way for a many number of years. CarWow's tested this, and it's blown everything else in its class out of the water. And it's also my favorite all-wheel drive system because it sends the power to the rear 99% of the time and just uses the front wheels when you need the extra grip. So it handles like a rear-wheel drive car. There's no fancy diff to split the torque. The power just goes to the rear, and when you need the front, there's a transfer case, it engages a clutch, it gives power to the front wheels. The rear has that M Sport fancy variable locking differential that I love so much. And even though it's all-wheel drive, it'll still hang the back end out, and you can do donuts and things like that. So let me unlock it with my card, because I don't have the key in my pocket. We'll look under the hood. Here's a little sneak peek at the interior. I'll do a full review once I've had it for a while and have some more opinions. It is the most updated BMW interior and infotainment and all that stuff, or whatever you call it. So straight 6, favorite motor of all time. It's pretty covered up, can't see a whole lot. I could talk about this motor for days, but there's the turbo down there. I like these vents in the front. They're not fake. There's intercoolers and radiators behind the entire front grille, which is great. Obviously, it's got all the fancy BMW valve technology and very efficient too. So on top of being like the fastest 4-door sedan, this also gets like 32 miles per gallon. So it's way more efficient than the M cars. It's another reason I like it over the M. More efficiency and more range. The brakes are pretty big, got blue painted calipers. That's kind of fuckboy, but whatever. It actually sounds really, really good, and I'll show you that in the comprehensive review I'm gonna do. You need to take off that license plate frame, that's horrendous. But it's got a lot of cool features. I'm just kind of learning them and figuring them out. It's got so many settings in the car, it's insane. Has variable ratio steering, which is great. Has a sunroof, I didn't know that until I bought it. That's kind of cool. And yeah, and because it's all-wheel drive, you don't have to run a super sticky tire. These are just some Pirelli all seasons basically, and it's still gonna launch and perform really well off the line with an all season because it's all-wheel drive. And as you can see, it's literally raining right now. It rains a lot in Florida, so all-wheel drive is really important for, you know, beating every single Mustang and Camaro in the area off the line every single time. Back seats are really practical and comfortable. This key thing in my pocket doesn't unlock all 4 doors. Just learned that. But it's got this nice soft white leather wrapped all the way to the door, so when you slide in, I mean, it's really soft and cushy in here. Really, really pretty place to sit. A lot of USB-C ports. I wish the headliner was blonde like my Volvo, but this is pretty cool. So, pretty excited about it. I think it looks great. So far, it handles great. It does have a 1,200 mile break-in period, so I haven't been driving it very hard. But for like a daily driver that can also do a 12.3 second quarter mile, this is about as good as it's going to get. Yes, we're going to take this one to the drag strip finally, because it's going to be mine. It's not a rental, so we'll go do that nonsense with it. It has an active grill, so right now the grill is closed for aero. That's kind of funny. Some trucks have that now too. I think my Silverado had that. But yeah, that's a pretty good walk around. I don't want to get too much into all the specs and everything, but if you want to read more about this car, go on Car and Driver, watch some Car Wow videos. Car and Driver does a lot of comparisons, charts, and anytime they do a chart, this car just dominates it in all the different sport comparisons, acceleration, the braking, power to weight, whatever. The only thing it doesn't dominate is the price. They're quite expensive because they're quite good and they have a lot of features, and BMW knows it. And it's not really a car you can haggle on the price, because finding any cars right now is hard. There's a shortage on just about everything in the entire universe. So if you want to get one, just prepare to bend over. But it's a pretty awesome machine. I said I learned how to close the hood. You really got to slam it. There we go. The lights are really pretty. I love that little cutout on the light and everything. I'm just obsessed with this car. I've been that way for a long time. I tried to talk myself out of it and wait for the new Cadillac or wait for something else. I even looked at a Kia Stinger. I tested one of those. Not even close. No comparison. But this is the one I wanted for a long time, and I just finally went and got it, and pretty happy with it so far.